Hi, fellow Bible divers. Let's dig into how to create your own digital scripture. Basically, you're just looking to copy scripture from a website onto your word processing program so that you can manipulate it or print it into any format you want. Now, I have looked all over the website to different websites looking for the best place to copy scripture from, and it's not as easy as it sounds. So let me show you where I ended up with this. I ended up going to, I'll share my screen with you. Let's go to Bible Study Tools. Just put that right at the top, BibleStudyTools.com. Once there, I have found a chapter at a time is a good amount to work with. So put in an abbreviation for your book. In this case, I'm using Galatians, and one for chapter 1. And you click on Find It. On this page, we now have chapter 1 of Galatians, and I want to change the translation to the ESV. You can do that right here at the top of your chapter. Now, also notice this gear over here. Your chapter is going to look different from mine because I've been in here before and told it I like one verse per line. I think the scripture just lays out easier to read for me, easier for me to mark up and manipulate. So if you like that, put one verse per line. You can put extra small in your font size, but once you get it in your word processing program, you can change the size of your font to anything you want. Once you have done all that, you can then start dragging through the scripture. You just click your mouse in front of the first word, drag it all the way down to the bottom, let go of your mouse, and then either hit Control C or Command C. C means copy, or you can right click, which I'll do here, and hit Copy. You now have copied this chapter onto your clipboard. So you need a place to paste it. So let's look at a different website. I'm going to assume if you have a word processing program that you know how to go in there, open a document, paste it, and then manipulate it in the way that I'm going to show you here. So let's go into, let's try, I'll take you to Google Docs because everybody can have, if you don't have a word processing program, you can get Google Docs. All you need is a Gmail website address or email address rather. And if you don't have one, you just sign up for one for free. Just go to gmail.com, sign up for one. Once you have that Gmail address, you can sign up for, or you don't even have to. You all of a sudden now you have Google Docs. And the way you get there is you type in your browser docs.google.com. It will open up to basically a word processing program. So right at the top, it says, let's start a new document. So I'm going to click on this blank template for my new document. We now have an empty piece of paper in front of us where I would like to paste what I just copied. If you look up at your tools bar, you can see all the different options you have for formatting. But first we'll paste it in. So let's just do a right click inside the document and you'll see paste. Paste without formatting means let's just put it into my document and let me decide how big my font is and where my paragraphs are. So let's do that. Paste without formatting. So it took out the paragraphs and it gave it to me as one long document. If you're interested in doing your own interpretation and you don't want the interpretation of the translators of the Bible, this is the way to do it. I also then go through and delete out the name of their paragraphs because I might have a different name I want for my paragraphs. So you just look down here for anything that doesn't start with a verse number and you hit delete and get it out of there. Now you've got the scripture all in a row. And let's say you want to create somewhat of a scripture journal out of it. So you want more room to write. If you hit Command A or Control A, you will select the entire document, and whatever changes we decide to make right here will be made to the entire document. So hold your mouse up at the top where it says line spacing, and I like to double space it just to give me more room. I also like to change the way it's laid out on the paper. And you do that under File, see up here at the top left, you go File and down to Page Setup. In here, you can change whether you want your paper in landscape or portrait, change your margins. I like to make my top margin 1/2 inch, and then let's go in and change our, I should have changed them all while I was in there. The bottom margin, make that like 1/2 inch. My left margin, maybe 1/2 inch. But then on the right, I want some room to write. So I'm going to put 3 inches over there. Let's take a look at what that looks like. See all this room over here where I've got room to put word definitions, notes from our discussion time. And so you can then print this out, punch 3 holes in it, put it in your binder, and you've got a place to work from. And again, you can make your font bigger, and you can change your font. So this is your own scripture journal. It's kind of cool that you can make it look however works for you. So I hope that helps you as you are trying to create your own. You really shouldn't have to buy one. And then you can save this right here on Google Documents and just call it Galatians 1. Now, whenever you go back to docs.google.com, Galatians 1 will be there waiting for you. I hope this helps. Enjoy.